Hi guys, it's Katia here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm gonna tell you all about how I clean my leaves, what I use for it, why should you do it. I feel like it's one of those plenty chores that we just don't like doing because first of all, if you have a lot of plants, it's very time consuming, and especially if those plants have a lot of leaves. Boy, it's a whole day chore if you wish to wipe them all. And it's also very repetitive and just not a fun thing to do as it is repotting per se. Okay, so first is why should you clean the plant's leaves? So a lot of dust will be accumulating onto them just because if you have big leaves, they have big surface area and they will hold on to a lot of dust, and that dust can actually prevent them from photosynthesizing to their maximum as they can. And I feel like this is especially important in winter because, as I mentioned, light is already limited and they gotta do with what they have, so this way you're only gonna help them photosynthesize best. And the other important thing is also it works as a pest prevention, and this time when you actually sit down and wipe the plant and check all the leaves, petioles and such, you can see some of the underlying issues that you wouldn't see otherwise, such as spider mites. I feel like those are very hot topic, especially now in the winter, because they do thrive at that part of time. They do thrive in summer and high humid conditions. That fact is debunked. They do not like dry places. Fun fact, they actually complete their whole cycle, so they go from egg to larvae and to adult in 7 days if they're kept in 30 degrees Celsius and 95% of humidity, so they do appreciate it, humidity. It's a good pest prevention just to see if you have any pests. And it's good to check up on your plants from time to time, especially if you don't do much with them. For me, this is my monsteras because they just sit in my room and this is what I do. They don't require much water, so they do not get much attention from me. Yeah, and another thing is if you spray your leaves and if you have hard water, you will get the water stains on the leaves, or if you're doing foliar feeding, that also occurs. And it's just good to wipe those minerals off. There are certain ways to do it. What I use in my mix is, the main ingredient is neem oil. Since it is oil, I feel like it does a good job at removing the dust and such things, and it also leaves the leaves kinda shiny a bit, but you have to be very cautious with it. You have to use very small amounts because I know there are people who have burned their plants with neem oil. Definitely don't put straight neem onto your plant. Don't do it. You have to mix it. You have to mix it thoroughly. I use only a few millimeters of it and sometimes it's still too much. So you have to be very careful. Neem oil is actually a fertilizer. So in the room temperatures, especially if it's around 20 degrees or lower, it will go to solid state. So you will have to heat it a bit before you can use it. I just tend to run it under hot water. And then you have your dish soap, any sort of soap. So this component will work as pest preventative. In a lot of home remedies you will see people using dish soaps or soaps in general. I usually don't have that many pest problems. Usually I did have a spider mite infestation that was going from March to mid of summer, but okay, we don't talk about that. So this is why I put just a squeeze of it into the mix and it does wonders. And of course you're gonna need water. As I mentioned, since neem oil is oil, it's best to mix it up in warm water just so it emulsifies the best way it can. And yeah, you're just gonna need a bowl that I have it here. It's full of water, so I'm not gonna lift it, and some sort of cloth that you're gonna wipe your leaves off. I would recommend not hardy cloths, so look for the one that has very soft fibers. Another thing I want to mention is when you're using neem oil, it's best to not use it on new leaves since they're still hardening off, they're susceptible to any sort of damage. So I don't wipe my new leaves, and anthurium leaves are especially susceptible to the damage as well. Thankfully I didn't have problem with it, except my regal didn't appreciate it this time. I'll insert a picture here just so you can see what I'm talking about. This most likely happened due to neem oil because I didn't change any of the other factors that I did. It's just neem oil, so it doesn't look like classical fungal or bacterial problem either, so I think it's neem oil. I will monitor it, and if it's spread, I will most likely have to cut it leaf, even though it's pretty, but yeah. So today I'm gonna demonstrate you how to clean the leaves on my big Monstera Thai constellation. Okay, so meet my big thigh. Okay, this is made for reference. This is one of her biggest leaves and she's currently working on a new guy here. It has 6 fenestrations, which is beautiful. Okay, so let me show you what's the problem here. She has quite some water stains on her leaves because I did used to spray her with fertilizer during summer, but I kind of stopped. And they have been there since summer, so it does tell a lot how often I clean my leaves. Definitely much needed. So when you do clean your leaves, it's important to wipe the top part of the leaves. Don't forget the bottom part, because this is usually where the pests hang out, especially where the petiole meets the leaf blade. And also wipe down the petioles if you can. And the stem depends, she doesn't have that much of a stem space. Okay, so I guess this was it for this video. I hope you find it useful and I hope you're gonna clean your leaves now. So if you enjoyed, please give it a like and subscribe if you're not already. So yeah, I guess I will see you next time. Bye!